Maura, I was very touched when you said, when I asked about how the organisation works, when you said you are but a member of a wonderful committee. So tell us a little bit about that committee, tell us about what they do, and tell us about this event, which is now becoming the big event on the social calendar each year.
Well, I'm glad, Noel, to hear you say there's a big event on the social calendar, because that's how we see it. And tonight is a great night that kind of comes about at the end of, I suppose, a year's work, you know, in between. We have a fantastic committee. We have people from all walks of life, people who've been on the committee for the last 6 years. We have somebody who's involved in Donegal Action for Cancer. We have somebody who just does it as a community venture that she's involved in. I myself and another couple of the members have actually had breast cancer. And to me, it was a way of giving a little back for the fantastic care that I received here in Letterkenny when I had cancer back in 2011. So it's a very pleasurable task because of the fact that people are so nice to work with. And I think what most impressed me about the whole thing was the fact that Mr. Michael Sugru himself actually sits on committee. On a wet Tuesday evening, after kind of performing surgeries from probably 7 o'clock that morning, he stops off in the Sliver Tassie to have the meeting with us and takes part and does his tasks and his little jobs the same as anybody else. And I think that's a mark of the man, you know.
Isn't that fantastic? And so that people watching you and I having our little chat will have some idea of the importance, apart from the wonderful fact that it's a social event and a most enjoyable event, and people make a huge effort. They dress for the occasion, the hotel looks super, it's all dressed for Christmas, but the importance of that money and what it's used for.
Right. All of the funds raised this evening will be spent in this local community to fund research that's ongoing in the breast unit at Letterkenny University Hospital. So I always kind of say to people when I'm trying to sell tickets, you know, folks, this is actually paying back into your own community. And also it's, I suppose, in terms of people who have yet to get a diagnosis of breast cancer, and that disease unfortunately is increasing all the time. So the fact that there is such important research happening here locally in Letterkenny is a great source of great consolation to me as somebody who actually has had the disease. So all of the funding goes straight into funding a research nurse, and also during the summer there are usually 5 or 6 research fellows, and they come and work under Mr. Sugru's guidance and have been very successful in recent years with papers and projects that they've been involved in. So it's money to fund research, to find better solutions all the time for people who have diagnosis of breast cancer.
And you say it so frequently to myself, you would particularly want to acknowledge the support you get from business and from sponsors.
I'm totally amazed at the fact that year after year, my mother had an expression that you're better known than a begging ass, and I feel a bit like that begging ass going around this town. But you know, the same people come back year after year. People who support us, who give their services for free. And as I say, you walk into a premises and they say, hello, is it that time of year again? And the hand immediately goes into the pocket, and people's generosity knows no bounds. So that's, I suppose, one of the lovely things of being involved in something like this, to see how much the community wants to support the breast unit and the research that's happening there.
Maire Lynam, thank you very much indeed, and we will have the most wonderful evening.
We certainly will, know. Thanks a million.
Thank you.